Hey, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of the Night Shift Report. I am excited to be here and alive and awake. So let's jump into the news because I got a lot to talk about in only 15 minutes. So the State of the Union address is coming up tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm sure everybody is familiar with the rhetoric between Nancy Pelosi disinvited the president, and now that they're back at the table, he's speaking. Even more so, I was thinking about the guest list. So most of you know I just recently had my birthday party, and the list of invitees was very interesting. So not only are the Republicans, usually the people who are in office or in power, invite people so that the president can big up the what they're doing, right? The Democrats are bringing in some pretty heavy hitters. I don't have a picture of the young lady who was an illegal immigrant working at the President Trump's, one of his many estates out in New Jersey. And she was recently fired, along with several other illegal immigrants that worked for years on the property, the Gulf estate. And it was well known and therefore very familiar with the fact that their immigration status was questionable. So that should be pretty interesting. So not only is she invited, but also another person, I forget which organization she represents. Maybe one of you guys can let me know. She represents an organization that, that is kind of came up against, I guess, Flake or something like that, when they were trying to bring in that new Supreme Court justice. Anyway, so she's invited because she is said to be a firecracker. Hey, Derek, how's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in. So yes, so she's invited, and I just feel like it's just a bad dinner party. I'm going to go on because I could talk about this all day. I just think it's just a ugly thing. So, so moving right along, what are we talking about next? Oh, yes. So in the news, we've had all of these incidences of blackface, right? So you think that, I don't know who educate these people about blackface and why it's so offensive. But in Pennsylvania, a principal in Pennsylvania, Friendship Elementary School, apparently was videotaped by staff members that attended a staff meeting. So basically it goes on to state that how
during a team building exercise,
basically stated that, you know, he was using this, she's dressed up as Steve Harvey in a suit and so forth. So let's go to it because I'll run on and on and on and on. All right, let's see. Let's go to the tape. Where's the tape?
During a team building exercise, Principal Boyer had her staff play a game based off Family Feud. She dressed up as the host, Steve Harvey. The photo, taken by a teacher, showed Boyer in a man's suit, a costume cap to cover her hair, and makeup to darken her skin color.
I understand that the teachers who attended were also offended immediately, and they also reported to the administration, and that's how the disciplinary process was started.
Sandra Thompson with York's NAACP chapter says the incident reflects a lack of understanding.
The history of blackface has always been the entertainment to white people. That form of entertainment has always been viewed as hurtful and demeaning to black people.
After the photo was leaked, Thompson says the district asked the NAACP and several other organizations to become a part of the district's diversity committee. She believes further sensitivity training would broaden perspectives.
Would have you gauge through the atmosphere of the school, the atmosphere of the school district, that would make you think that we would find blackface entertaining.
But Southern York Superintendent says Boyer is taking steps to increase diversity awareness.
We have to have more diversity so that people have greater understanding and sensitivity, because I bet if a person of color was in that room, she would have thought twice.
So, yes. The saga continues not only with this particular incident, and apparently it happened in August, but also Governor Northam's incident, where he continues to deny the claim that that picture was of him, even though he came out publicly and apologized first. Even more so, the lieutenant governor is under fire because he not recently, because it's an old accusation that he's been accused of sexual assault. So Virginia, I don't know what's going on with your politicians, but let's figure it out. Then moving right along, I talked about even more craziness goes on is we all want to be in love, and with the advent and increasing numbers of people who have found online love, I've had patients actually have very successful relationships with someone that they met online. Unfortunately, sometimes that doesn't always work out. And so in a particular case, this lady she thought she met the love of her life. So she will be going on trial today because obviously she went about this the wrong way. So check her out.
I felt like I met my soulmate and everything was just the way it was. And I thought we would just do what everybody else did and we would just like get married and everything would be fine. But that's not what happened.
Jacqueline Addis claims she went on 3 dates with a Paradise Valley man she met through an online dating service for millionaire matchmaking. Court records say Addis sent the victim 65,000 text messages, including threats to kill him, wear his body parts, and bathe in his blood.
To me, it seemed like more.
Addis does not deny the volume of text messages, but she would not get into specifics. She did, however, regret the nature of some of those messages.
When you're finding love, not everything is perfect. This was a journey. And I want to apologize because nobody would ever be more sorry.
Addis said she never intended to hurt or scare the victim, and she doesn't blame him for her incarceration.
No. I love him.
So, yes. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that she's not quite right in the head. However, she went on and on and on, and there's actually a raw footage video of her talking about her love for him for 20 minutes. In case you want to feel like Googling it, put woman stalker goes on trial, and they will be, I'm sure you'll find plenty of information about this particular woman. Yeah, that's pretty scary. So the last thing is, yesterday, I don't know how many of you heard about it, but there was a number of children. So 11 children were taken to the hospital after it was found that they had induced gummies that were possibly laced with marijuana. Some of the students were as young as 5 years old. So here's the news article in the U.S. News this morning. Actually, it was 7 p.m. last night because, again, I'm a night nurse. 11 students were treated at Ohio Children's Hospital after ingesting marijuana gummy bears at their elementary school. All of them were later released, thank God. but a total of 14 children were reported to have eaten gummy bears containing marijuana. Emergency medical services transported 9 of the students, all between 5 and 9 years old, from the school to Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital in Ohio. So, very scary, very scary. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be careful where you put your stash, and you never know what your children are thinking or what they may pick up. So please, 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 please take the time and be a little bit more careful. All right? Yeah, that's all I got. It's time to go. Let's go to bed. Those of you, my day babes, continue to make the donuts, and I'll